Hi, Kathy. How are you?
I'm I'm irritated. My previous therapist took me off my Xanax, and I just can't function without it.
Okay. Um, how long have you been taking the Xanax for?
Oh, like 28 years. You don't, and she tried to taper me, and it was getting too low, and I'd have to borrow some from my daughter, and so that I could keep taking the dose that my body was used to. I just couldn't taper off of it.
Okay. Um, and what happened? How much are you taking now, Kathy? How much are you on a day?
Well, it's now it's prescribed like two, 1.5 to two a day, and I'm used to taking three or four of it, and
Okay.
that's just not enough.
And is that you take 3 to 4 as you need them, or do you take them throughout the day?
It's just as I need them. I only take them when I need them, but that's
Okay.
every day. So
Okay. And so, have you ever gone above the 3 or 4 for a period of time?
when things are bad, but it's that's not every day. So I've done fine on it. You just can't just stop taking them and taper down, and I don't see what the problem is. So
Okay. Now, um, do you understand that it's really supposed to be used for a short term as a short term medication?
that's a new thing. I mean, my primary care prescribed them forever, and then, like, I don't know, 8 years ago, he all of a sudden decided he couldn't prescribe them anymore. But he didn't have any problem giving them to me 3 or 4 times a day all those years. So just because it's a new thing, they
Yeah.
always got to change something.
Why do you take them, Kathy? For what reason?
And because of my anxiety, and my anxiety makes it so I can't sleep, and I just, there's just always stuff going on, and it's just like life is hard, and
It
I
is.
just needed to try to stay calm, and um, even at 3 or 4 day, it doesn't keep me calm. It just keeps it maybe bearable, but there's nothing else they'll give me. So you can't take away the one thing I have.
Right. And do you remember, you've been on them for 8 years? Can you recall back 8 years ago what caused you to start taking them?
Oh, I've been taking them 28 years.
Oh, 28 years. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's
it
right.
started out with my PMS was a problem, and and then I had an abusive husband, and then my kids were growing up, and they got in trouble in school all the time, and there's just always something.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you still with your husband?
Sometimes he lives away from me, but he stays at my house a lot, and when I get irritated with him, I just kick him out, and then he ends up coming back. So
Is he physically abusive?
yeah, and yeah, I mean, he just pushes me, and I mean, he accidentally hit me in the head with a cast iron pan one time, but just that was an accident.
Do you feel
And
like he could really hurt you? Sounds like he already has, Kathy, with the pan situation.
yeah, I mean, I had a concussion, but I got over that. Could he really hurt? Yeah, he has, some anger issues. But if I do all the right things, then he wouldn't have a reason to get so angry. So,
Have you, aside from the Xanax, have you tried any other um, types of things that would help you with your anxiety and your nervousness?
like what?
Well, have you tried therapy or meditation or um, group therapy or trying to just work through the issues in your family, like and your relationship with your husband, so that's not an issue anymore? And
Yeah, well, I tried therapy, and it was just a bunch of mumbo jumbo. I don't think we were getting anywhere, and he really didn't want me to go. He didn't like the thought that I
your
might be
husband.
talking about him. Yeah,
Okay.
and and then the meditation, it just gets me in my head, and then I just tend to get more anxious, my chest starts getting tight. And so I just don't feel like that's helping. And I think I've tried everything. So I don't know.
Now that your husband is less in the picture and he wouldn't know that you were talking about him at therapy. Is therapy a possibility again? Are you willing to try that again?
I really want my Xanax back.
I know you do. I know you do, and it's not comfortable to have it cut back. Are you having some symptoms with that?
Not anymore. I mean, I was pretty sick for a while. But yeah, I mean, it's just the anxiety's just gotten out of hand, and I miss it.
Okay. I'm just going to ask you some questions about. Can I talk to you just about the Xanax and why? Do you mind talking about it a little more?
No.
Okay. Can you tell me what the benefits are of staying on the Xanax?
It takes me from up here to at least something that's more manageable. And if I take 2 of them at a time, then I can go to sleep and just block out the world. That's especially helpful. Just sometimes I just want to get away, and it helps me do that.
Okay. When you say that it takes you from here to here, are you saying that it reduces your anxiety, or what does it do?
Yeah, it keeps me from just my mind racing, and keeps me a little calmer. I'm not as irritable. I don't want to yell at people like I do when I don't have it.
So you're not as irritable. Do you take any other medications, Kathy?
Oh, something for blood pressure, which I'm sure has something to do with my anxiety, and my cholesterol's high, and they say I'll probably need diabetes medicine before too long, but it just runs in my family. There's nothing I can do about that either. So.
Do you drink it all, Kathy?
Yeah. I have a good 2 or 3 shots every evening to help me sleep.
So you take the 2 or 3 shots, and then you're also taking the Xanax with that?
Yeah, I've never had a problem with that.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to tell you that that's very dangerous to combine those two.
That's what they say.
Yeah, there are plenty of cases of where people have taken those 2 medications together and didn't wake up and overdosed and stopped breathing. So that's dangerous. Just so
it's
you
never been a problem for me. That won't happen.
Won't happen to you. Okay. So those are the benefits of staying on the Xanax.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are there any disadvantages of staying on the Xanax?
Well, it used to make me sleepy, but that's what I hope that it will do now. So, my daughter doesn't like when I have to borrow some of hers, but, I just do what I have to do.
Does it affect your the way you function or the way you feel about things? Or do you work, Kathy?
I tried, and my anxiety just got the best of me. I was answering the telephone, and 2, 3 lines would be ringing at one time, and it's just too much.
So the Xanax didn't help with that anxiety on the job.
It helped me keep from biting people's heads off, but yeah, it didn't help the job. No.
Okay. Do you think it changes your personality in any ways when you take it? Makes you sleepy, you said?
Mm-hmm. Like I said, it just keeps me from wanting to bite people's heads off or yell at them when I take it. So.
Okay. What would be some disadvantages of stopping the medication?
Well, they've already stopped me, and it's a big disadvantage because I'm just irritable, and I don't sleep, and my mind races all the time, and my chest is tight all the time, and I just get into arguments with everybody. Yeah, so a lot of disadvantages.
So you're not taking any Xanax right now at all?
No. No, my daughter cut me off too.
And how long has that been?
Probably 3 weeks.
So it's been 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, And do you see any benefits of staying off the Xanax?
No, not really. No, I don't get it at all. I don't have a problem with it. So I don't understand why nobody will give it to me now.
Well, I just want to ask you a question. Do you think that there's any validity to your doctors being concerned that you stay on it?
No, like I said, I took it 28 years and never had any problems. I mean, it was that one time I fell asleep at the wheel, but I didn't
Kathy,
have anything to do with that. So,
Kathy, that's concerning. That's scary that this stuff is making you sleepy and you're drinking and really
sound like everybody
I
else.
know.
Nobody wants me to have my Xanax.
I know, Kathy. And really the amount that you're drinking is a concerning amount. They say that, for women that you should only be having like 7 drinks a week, and you're having 21 shots, and I don't even know how big are the shots. Are they measured shots, or do you think they're more than that?
Yeah, they're the shot glass, but I fill it all the way up, so
Hmm.
it
Yeah.
might be a double shot. I don't know. I don't pay attention. I just know what I can drink, what I can handle.
Okay. Kathy, what if I just want to measure this out. If your therapist is not going to give you any more medication, you're drinking quite a bit, and do you have any desire to change anything in your life so that you won't need the Xanax anymore?
Yeah, I mean, that would be great if I can just change everything about me, but I don't see how that would happen.
Okay, so if you let's say you went to sleep tonight and you woke up and a miracle happened. This is a kind of a crazy question. And you didn't want or need the Xanax anymore. How would you know? How would you feel how would you know the miracle occurred? How would you feel?
Hmm. Wouldn't be ready to jump out of my skin first thing in the morning.
Okay.
I probably wouldn't be arguing with my family members. I don't know, maybe I could hold down a job. I don't know.
Do you want to hold down a job?
Sometimes I get bored of being at home, and
Or
if my kids are around or my husband's around, I just, we're just arguing all the time. So it'd be
sure.
nice to really have somewhere to go and maybe even have some spending money.
Sure, absolutely. So would you be willing to maybe try some different options to make you feel that way, as opposed to taking Xanax and drinking alcohol? Would you be open to that at all?
Yeah, I mean, we can give it a try. That's,
Okay.
really something I haven't tried, I don't think. So,
All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, Kathy, 1 being you're not motivated at all to make changes so that you won't need the Xanax anymore, and 10 being you're completely motivated, you want to do it, you want to change your life. If you can't get the Xanax, you're willing to take other measures. Where would you rate yourself?
well, I mean, I guess I feel I'm motivated. I just have no idea how to go about doing that. So I would need guidance on that. And I would say probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 maybe.
I
It really
think that's
can make
great.
my life look different.
Yeah, I think that's great, Kathy. We can have it's been a while and you've been relying on the Xanax, but before the Xanax, were there any times in your life when how did you cope before the Xanax? A lot of people will exercise or pray or meditate or walk.
I mean, I was pretty young, and I normally would I liked my schoolwork because it got my mind off of everything else in
Okay.
the world. And I usually did pretty well in school.
Yep.
So, because, life at home with my parents was just as crazy as my life is now. And school helped take me away.
Okay. Okay. So I think, Kathy, maybe we can come up with a plan of different ways to make you to be more relaxed without the use. And it can be done, and it's done a lot, and it's helpful. People have lots of anxiety and come in here and we're able to help them without the use of Xanax. So maybe I can see you next week and we can spend some time on working on some of those techniques. But for now, I'm going to have you just, and I know you said you can't do it, so I'm just going to ask you to do it for 5 minutes a day. I'm just going to ask you to try to meditate for 5 minutes a day. And then, is there a particular subject that you like to read about or learn about?
I really don't know. I haven't been able to sit still for so long to read
Okay.
anything.
Okay, so maybe next week we can come up with some topics that you might
I'll
like
think
to
about
read
it this
about.
week too.
Okay, good. All right, Kathy. All right, I'm going to end this session, okay?
Okay.
Shut the recording off.